Good morning, Gas Buddies. Sorry I was a minute late here to start today's video. I had to update the Facebook app. I'm sure a lot of you have that issue. Every once in a while you realize that your app has to be updated, so sorry that kept me a little bit delayed. Now that I remember it, I'm also going to make sure to turn my phone volume down. Every once in a while the phone rings in the middle of conversation. Looks like I'm a little white this morning as well. I swear I've gotten outside, but you can see in my studio now, there we go. I look at a little more color. So good morning. Today is May 12, 2020, Tuesday. All the jokes about quarantine. It's the 740th day that I've been stuck in this very room. I sleep right next to my desk. I don't get out very much. But things have changed since last time we talked a week ago. Obviously, gas prices are starting to go up. A lot of you have voiced concern with prices going up, but I have some good news for you in the midst of a little bit of maybe not so great news. This is the second week now. The national average has gone up. It bottomed out at $1.74 a couple weeks ago. Today we are up to about $1.84, so 10 cents higher. But let's put things in context. It's not all terrible. Prices are still $1 a gallon below where they were last year. So no matter where you are, prices are still quite a bit lower. I know some of those 99-cent prices are gone. I miss them too. I wish they would come back. They won't. But no matter where you are in the country, prices in most states now are starting to go back up. The biggest increases, well, for my fans or for our fans in the Great Lakes, you know that you've been hit hard. We've often talked about all those prices in Wisconsin that were 99 cents, 89 cents, 75 cents. And it's those prices that have gone up close to $1. So the Great Lakes states is kind of the epicenter for rising prices, but that's because prices went so far under the national average. Now that things are starting to heat back up, demand is starting to go back up. That's why the Great Lakes is seeing the biggest increases. It's getting closer to the national average after falling much below it. So the Great Lakes states, you saw 2 price hikes in the last week, Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio, but it won't necessarily immediately continue. So good news there. For the rest of us across the country, expect somewhat of a slow increase. This is not going to be $1 a gallon overnight. Price increases will be fairly tame. President Trump this morning tweeted about higher oil prices, of course, something we expect every once in a while. Oil prices this morning at about $24 a barrel, still relatively low. The reason why prices are going up in most cases is not the price of oil that's gone up a bit. It's because refineries scaled back how much oil they're running in their refineries. You'll remember several weeks ago, oil prices hit negative. A lot of that was because refineries were not buying as much oil to run through their facilities. That's also the reason that oil and gas prices have kind of been moving differently in the last few weeks. Refineries will likely start to ramp back up. Demand for gasoline is starting to go up according to our GasBuddy data. And that GasBuddy data comes from our pay card, which, by the way, quick advertisement, if you don't have our Pay with GasBuddy card, you can save up to 25 cents a gallon today. Just go to pay.gasbuddy.com. Of course, there's a lot of people out there that aren't working right now, and that's a great way to save a few pennies if you need to. So, having said that, price increases will likely continue relatively slowly. Don't expect prices this summer to magically hit $3 unless you're in California. That could happen there. But most of us will see prices this summer that are still far under last year. Far under last year. I don't really think that we're going to see gasoline demand come back as quickly to full because of this. I know some states are reopening, but again, do not expect prices this summer to be higher than last year. So no reason to panic. I know people in the Great Lakes have been very worried because prices have been going up. But all in all, prices will, now that they've gone way up in the Great Lakes, the increases will slow down. They'll still happen, but things are slowly going to go up from here as the nation starts to reopen. So, having said all of that, we put out an interesting travel study today. Many of you participated in our survey. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. Kind of interesting insights. A lot of us are still going to be hitting the road this summer, but some of us are going to be hitting the road less this summer. Of course, nobody really wants to be stuck in an airplane right now, so a lot of people are changing out from flying to vacation to driving for their vacation. And so that's certainly interesting. 31% of you said you're going to be taking at least one road trip, according to our summer travel survey. Most of you, about half of you, are unsure what you're going to do. And 20% of you are not taking any road trips at all or planning to. And I'm sure that highlights the challenging economy that we're facing this year. So, question, what will prices at the pump look like by Memorial Day? I talk in the national average, by the way, if you haven't noticed. That's kind of the most important metric. The national average today is $1.84. We could get close to $2. I don't think we'll quite get there. We may get to $1.95. That's going to mean a lot of those low-price states, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, the South, with the exception of Florida, prices should remain well under $2, maybe mid-dollar, $1.75. The Great Lakes could get close to $2, may go slightly over it for Memorial Day. The West Coast, well, prices there mid to upper $2 a gallon range. And the same with the Northeast. Prices in the Northeast, well, we'll call it low to mid $2 a gallon prices. But almost everywhere around the country, I can't think of a single city where prices this Memorial Day will be higher than last year. So, it's interesting. You go back a few weeks and we were all so excited about $1.99 gas. And now no one's excited about $1.99 gas because prices are going back up. But overall, like I said, don't worry. Prices are not going to go back up to where they were last year. It will take many months for us to recover from this. And so this summer still bodes well. If you are planning to hit the road this summer, gas prices still should be affordable. By the way, if you have any questions out there, Seth, I noticed you said the Chicago suburbs. Hey, back in Chicago, that's where I am. Up about $1 a gallon in the last 2 weeks. Yes, the Great Lakes has been hit very hard, but that's partially because prices in the Great Lakes fell so low that stations had no breathing room. And when wholesale prices went up, stations are very quickly passing that along. They've now caught up to most of those increases. So unless something drastically changes, I think the Great Lakes is now caught back up. And there shouldn't be any huge increases. You're not going to notice another $1 increase in the next 2 weeks. So no worries there. Ethan, hello from mid-Michigan. Hi there. Hope things are warming up by you. Things looking fairly good here. Just in time for us to get outside. Michigan's starting to reopen. A lot of states are starting to reopen. Michigan has talked about it. Here in Illinois, we're still shut down. But Indiana, Ohio have partially reopened, and a whole lot of other states. Mainly the West Coast hasn't. Some states in the Midwest and the Northeast. And that could have an impact on prices if states are all reopening. People are going to be hitting the road, and gas prices are going to go up because of demand. It's not because oil companies set prices. They don't set prices. And so because more motorists are filling up, prices will go up. But having said that, I think I don't see any additional questions. Hello, Marion. Apparently my computer decided to shut down. Prices are too low. It can't track them anymore. But thanks for joining us today. We will be back next week for another video. Hopefully prices won't have gone up too much by then. But have a good one. Stay healthy. And we'll see you next week.